Hey everybody. I wanted to make this video to show you how you're going to do the final project for the course and to give you some tips that'll probably make this a little bit easier. So I will add this video to this final project module once I'm done making it. But go to the bottom of the modules page. Here's the final project. This first item is just a formula sheet with all of the equations and diagrams and stuff that we've used over the semester. So that's there as a reference to help you out in case that comes in handy. To launch the final project, you will click on this right here. It'll say open it in a new tab and you'll click that. And then the program will boot up. Depending on how fast your internet connection is, it might take a minute to fully download and boot up. But once you do, here's what it looks like. Okay, the point of this project is that you're going to be analyzing a star and then 5 exoplanets that are orbiting around it. All right. So here are your star and your 5 planets. Here's your name, or it will be once you click on that. Here is your total score for the project. Here are the tools that you're going to be using to analyze your objects. So to get started, the first thing is to click on this star, and it will give you the 3 main things that you can measure for the star: the parallax, the flux, the peak wavelength. And you're going to take those 3 measurements and figure out everything else that you can figure out about that star. Once you're done, once you've put your answers in here, go ahead and click check score, and it'll give you your score out of 5 points. Okay. The closer you are to the right answer, the more points you're going to get. So if I I'm just going to put in some dummy answers here, and I say, okay, here are my answers, and I click check score. Oh, and it's giving me 0 points. So if I'm getting 0 out of 5, that means I'm making some big mistakes and I need to check my work. This is the only feedback the project is going to give you. So the project is not going to tell you whether you're getting everything right or what you're getting wrong. It's just going to calculate your score. And if your score is less than you want it to be, then that means something's amiss and you should recheck your work. All right. Once you are done figuring out these things about the star, then you can click on the first planet and notice it has, here are my, I said that the star had 3 solar masses, 4 solar radii, and all that. So when you hop over to planet 1, it's going to import my answers into this page. And then, because you need the mass of the star, the radius of the star, the luminosity, you need that in order to figure out things about the exoplanet. So basically, you've got 5 exoplanets orbiting around this star. Use the tools that we've been building up all semester. Find out everything there is to find out about these exoplanets. All right? Here's a big word of advice from me. Make sure you're getting all 5 answers correct for the star, because if any of these answers is wrong, you're going to carry that answer into your planets, and then all the answers for your planet are going to be wrong too. So in order to get started on the right foot, make sure that you've got all the right properties of the star, then you can get started on the planet. Okay? How are you going to figure out things about the planet? Well, we've used the transit method. So if you click on this light curve diagram, oh, here's the light curve for that star. And you can use the transit method to find things out about planet 1. Here's the spectrum of the star. And when you zoom in, it doesn't look like the spectrum is really doing anything. So if you really zoom in, though, there we go. Now the star is wobbling back and forth. And so now you can watch that star wobble back and forth, and you can get the Doppler shift of the star caused by the gravitational pull of the planet, and you can now use the Doppler method to figure things out about the planet. Okay? Once you've got those, you can figure out the period, the orbital radius, the brightness drop, etc., etc., etc. You can figure out all these things about this planet. Once you're done with that, and I'm going to, again, put in some dummy answers, and I'll say, oh, okay, what kind of planet is that? Oh, let's say it's a gas giant. Okay. Once I classify the planet, that's going to unlock the next block of questions. Once I answer all those, well, I could like check my work here. Ooh, check score 0 out of 15. Well, I must have all the wrong answers then. Once I answer these, is this likely to be a planet formed at this location? Sure. How about that? Okay, that must be the last question. If you click this magnifying glass over here, it'll sort of give you a little cartoon of what the planet could look like. Once you've done all these questions and you click check score, that should be about it for planet 1. All right? Each of the planets is worth 15 points. So again, I'm getting 0 out of 15, so I want to check my work. Each of the planets, and then you can hop over to planet 2, planet 3, planet 4, etc. Right? You're going to be doing pretty much the same thing for all 5 planets. And so each planet is worth 15 points. The star is worth 5 points. So that means the total project is out of 80 points. Okay? As you work through the project, you'll total up more and more points, and your score will get sent to the Canvas gradebook. Okay? So at this point, I have 0 points on my project, so I probably have a 0 in the gradebook on Canvas. That's fine. If that happens to you, don't panic, right? That's just the score that you have right now, and then as your score increases, the program will update your grade in the Canvas gradebook, and your score will go up and up and up. So the only score that matters, so as you're working through the project, don't panic if a 0 or a low score shows up in the Canvas gradebook. The only score that matters is your final score. All right? Notice, okay, for planet 1, I said that its orbital radius was, what, like 2 AU. So as you go for the star and the planets and the frost line, as you work your way through the project, it draws a little diagram of what your solar system looks like. Once you're all done, and once you've got, the score that you want on the project, then there's one more thing for you to do. At the end, I want you to take a screenshot of this page. Make sure that your name, your total score, the diagram for your solar system, make sure that's all in the screenshot. And then the last thing for you to do is go back to the final project module here and go to screenshot submission, and you're going to send me that screenshot. I'm doing that as just a fail-safe, right? I said before that the program should be sending your score to the Canvas gradebook. I think we've got all the bugs worked out, so it's working fine so far, or it's working fine now anyway. But just in case, like I said, the only score that matters is your final score. The only score that matters is the score that you have when the project is due. And so when you're finally done with the project, then